welcome back. You're listening to It's On Us Podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and on our Facebook page. So with that being said, enjoy the episode. So I got a question.
Into the multi-universe.
Let me hear it.
Have you guys noticed how many car washes are going up lately?
Yep.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is that shit? Like who? Like yes, I understand there's cars on the road and they need washed, but some people like to just do that shit at their house. Mm-hmm. And two,
some people
why
don't.
is there so fucking many of them?
It's more convenient. You
Man.
don't have to wash it at your house.
You make money. Shit, you can charge $20 for a car wash,
But
and they're riding through there for 30 seconds.
But all that like land that they use for is like you could have something like way more convenient. Like you don't need like 16 car washes in one city. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of people out there who are very OCD, or how should I say, like photogenic worthy, because a lot of people take pictures with their cars. So if you pay for, a monthly service, it's only $20-$30. Right. You drive through there for 30 seconds. The kids love it because aren't there like lights in there now and shit? Get to vacuum your car for free, and guess what? You can take a picture right after, like, oh, my baby's all clean.
That was the one at the zoo.
It is kind of like a clean mindset too. Like now they have those monthly things. I think back in the day they didn't have that shit.
Hell no.
They didn't have no monthly subscriptions.
Back
for
in the
a
day,
car wash.
making us sound old as shit, John.
No, I'm just saying, but now it's become more convenient, and that's kind of if the developer feels that they can make money on a car wash, which obviously I think they are. I mean, if they're coming up as much as they are.
Oh yeah,
right.
I
mean, you're paying like, let's say it's $30 to $40 a month. There's 30 days, 31 days in a month, so pretty much you're paying like almost $1 a day, and you can take it up there.
As many times you want.
It's many times a day
times
too.
A day, shit, you can do it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So can't beat it. And it's only 5 minutes versus 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Can't clean your car in the cold.
I think I went to the new one over by Home Depot. I think it might have been 45 seconds. Might have been. Like,
ooh, that's fast.
Total time. It was $18. I'm like, I got like the wax and shit, and I was like,
fast as fuck, boy.
Yeah. they were like, just get the fuck out, go. Like, okay, cool. No, but yeah, I mean, car washes.
I mean, 'cause I have a white car, so it makes sense for me to go continuously to keep the white car clean,
especially for white cars.
So it's targeting certain people gonna spend money regardless, right?
Right, and it's almost same thing in Netflix subscription or a subscription that you use. You use it maybe once a day or once a week, and you're still paying for the month. So now they have those subscriptions.
That is true.
Right.
That's how they hit you with them. That's how all your money gets drained through subscriptions. Like,
I was just about to say that.
$5 here, $4 here, a month.
Get your ass.
We live in such a abundant world where you can subscribe to anything to make it sound cheap, and next thing you know, you paying like out of pocket $50 a month for subscriptions. True. You're like, hold up, man, what am I subscribed to?
I will say though, so for me, I don't have cable, but I like to watch The Walking Dead. So I bought the subscription that I have for like TV is AMC Plus. That's the only one I have. It's $9 a month, $9.80 or something.
Really?
And I don't pay for cable then. So now basically, yeah, I am paying $120 a year to watch The Walking Dead. Well, kind of. I can also cancel anytime, so then I can.
That's not bad.
Pick it back up whenever I want. If the season ends, okay, I'll see you next season.
No, you know who got me though?
Is Rick back yet?
In the movies, he will be.
I know.
I'm so excited for it.
I took a break back in season 7 or 8 because it got too predictable, I can say, for me. Like, after Alexandria, I was like, I need to cut this off.
I can never get into The Walking Dead, man.
Me either. I tried it a couple times. I just fell sick to it.
How we talked about, like, Buzz Lightyear, like, the whole, like, that movie, that universe expanding. They're doing that with their different shows and with those movies. It's all, like, expanding, and they're, like, going across, like, the United States almost now, where it's, like, different spots. There's different groups and different issues. So it's
and that's why I said it was getting toxic for me, because I was watching all those damn shows and I was trying to connect too many damn dots, and I was like, this is consuming my life like 3 or 4 days out of the week, and I'm at work thinking about when are they finally going to cross episodes and all this and characters. I'm like, you know what? Let me cut this off and wait for one giant kaboom, and maybe if I'm interested enough, I'll backtrack a little bit and see how it happened and see the key episodes, but I'm not about to be toxic, giving this hours of my life. Nope, that's how they get you.
I will say though, AMC Plus, no commercials too. I'm watching it 45-minute episodes. There's no commercials.
Man, are you advertising for them?
Right. But now I see what you mean, because
you gotta get the no ads.
Right.
No ads. Yeah.
I'm a big like universe. Like if a television show like how you say, Cliff, like if they connect several different ways, like CW has the Arrowverse, the Flash, Supergirl, shit like that. And I just I'm enamored because there's so many different stories that can lead up to one mega event. And
real quick question: are you Marvel or DC?
What do I watch both? But what do I lean to?
Yeah,
Marvel.
Same. I digest both, but I lean way more towards Marvel. Their storylines and everything is better. The only thing that I feel like keeps DC up is Batman. He is like literally the king of DC. Drop anything Batman, you gonna go see it.
True.
100%.
But I will give
guy.
them credit because DC has a very good animated movie.
Yeah, they
lineup,
do. Yeah, they do.
which is something Marvel hasn't done yet.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I have HBO Max. Shout out to them. No advertising, whatever. Get no commercials because this year when they released a bunch of movies at home, you didn't even have to go to movies for. It's like, okay, that's fine.
I give DC that. They're animated like cartoon movies. Do be
they
the
are
shit.
dark,
They
but
be
they
raw.
are good.
Really?
It's like, yeah.
It'd be better than the real life ones because I feel like they can't go as hard with their real life movies due to their animated versions.
Yeah, right.
But like with Marvel, that's what I'm saying. Their storylines, you can transfer it on the screens and make it somewhat comparable, and it's always enjoyable. And they did it right back in 2010 when they set it all off.
Yeah,
or
they
just
did.
with Iron Man.
Really did,
Original.
yeah. That was a
Smart.
dope.
Yeah, that was a 10-year run.
So DC was like, you know what? We'll take cartoons.
Right.
Kids are always in cartoons.
Right. Fuck yeah.
So are we
It's like
like
they got-
introducing ourselves today?
I
or
don't
are
know. We
just,
didn't
like,
last
kinda
episode.
flowing? I mean,
No, we got a full cast today. We got a full cast of people.
Full house, baby. I hope you put your money on that.
there we go.
No guests this week, but it's all right. We're gonna work with it, and we'll see what happens.
We see what happens.
We kind of just like roll. You know, we're naturally good. We converse really well together off of any topic. So what are the topics today?
Man, we have a bunch of different ones that we just went over in our Discord. John, if you want to let the people know.
Well, I guess we started with the whole like Buzz Lightyear issue, or not issue, but like the whole Buzz Lightyear movie series. We expanded on that.
Universes.
Universes, yeah. And I guess, I mean, if you guys want to talk about, I don't know, it doesn't really matter to me.
I mean, there's a lot going on in the world as we know it. So we're kind of just like taking it slowly, and you know.
Well, talking about big topics, I mean, we kind of discussed it a little bit in the garage. Let's just go in the Dave Chappelle direction because I think that'll carry us a while. So, John, you finally watched it.
Yeah.
Let the world know your opinion after finally watching it.
Because you
what
had
you
two
think.
opinions going in. Before you watched it, you had one. But now that you've fully seen the content,
He had a media opinion.
Yeah, so I definitely think that I watched it this morning. So Dave Chappelle, he was playing on his stature. He's a comedian. He's famous. He's the first thing he said, "I'm rich and famous," and then okay, all right.
What he's done his whole career, though, even
Right.
in his TV show.
Right. So he I'm rich and famous, and he kept saying, "I'm going there. Yes, we're going there. I'm going." And he
So it's not like there was no warning, right?
right. He's saying he's going there, and it's really what his main message was, is that people are being canceled for their words and not their actions. He mentioned like the baby a few times, like he killed somebody in a Walmart. His rap career was just fine. He said one thing about gay people, and he was canceled. And same thing with Kevin Hart. He was going to host the Oscars. I forgot what exactly he said, but he was something homophobic, and he was canceled, cut off the Oscars, just because what he said. And people are taking what Dave is saying as kind of how he mentioned that one woman followed him in the mall. It's saying that, you know, well, I think you are this, and he's like, you could feel that way, but I don't believe I am that way. I believe I am this, you know. And then also he is saying at the same time he makes jokes that are very, and he said he was going to go there, and he definitely did. There were some jokes that did
funny as fuck.
They were funny.
He even had a couple anti-Semitic jokes, and not even the Jewish community had a problem with it.
Yeah, so he was
Wanted
saying
to point that out.
he was saying those things, and he was like, the crowd kind of laughed, and he was kind of like waiting for like that one. He like I forgot what joke he said. He was like waiting for them to laugh, and they like kind of like giggled like.
Yeah. Well, he tries out different raw material, which
does.
I do love about him.
In
But
the-
like, you don't know how the crowd's gonna react because one person's truth, maybe another person's like,
And he's giving it to you raw.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Very raw. And one thing. So this is my issue with how he said it, how he was going about it. So you guys know what people say. The white people that say, "I'm not racist because I have black friends." Some people say that. He went and said, "I'm not transphobic because I have a trans friend." The one
Right.
that killed herself. He was hinging his non-transphobia on that, and I was like, I don't really like that you're doing that, because you're kind of giving yourself an out, saying, "Look, I made her my opener, so now I'm not transphobic." And it's like, I don't think that's how it works. Because
So you're saying pretty much because he only point to a one-time instance, which clearly he did was just a one-time instance. That's your problem. So, but that's the thing. Do you think Dave should have to come out and tell all of his trans instances where he has trans friends? Because then I feel like that's where, like you said, if I'm not racist because I have black friends. Like, that white person shouldn't have to name off all their black friends. So should Dave have to name off all of his trans friends and interactions?
I think he shouldn't even have used that argument at all. I think that kind of like, almost like, in my opinion, that almost like took his argument. I don't know. Like it put a notch in his armor for sure, because it's like, I don't know. You could have just not said that. I know that I'm not racist. I'm not coming around saying that I know I'm not doing that. I know I don't have to defend that.
Right.
He was defending, and that was like, you don't. If you're not, then you don't have to.
And I feel it. And the way I, I respect that. Mm-hmm. And the way I took it is this: he was pretty much getting at, you can't, like you said, he's not just hinging on the fact like he had a trans friend. He is doing for them too. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people who will do that. Like, again, I have a black friend and just will say that he had a trans friend, and not only was that just his friends, he took it a step further, and now he's trying to, and not just embrace, but hopefully influence somebody else's life from that community. And like,
I know.
You know what I mean?
Well, and how he said, well, with the daughter, he kind of like backtracked. He said, well, I didn't know she had a daughter. Then he was like, I knew that was her entire life. So he kind of like was saying things that didn't really add up. And he said, oh, I set up a trust fund for the daughter. And it's like, again, almost like he's got to say, I'm doing this for you. Like, but what he's doing with his whole special is saying that I hear you, but hear me, because of the black community being how they're being treated. He's saying, look at them and look at all their rights that they're getting. Right.
And my thing is too, look at how they always point out what he's doing wrong, and I also think he wanted them to acknowledge, like, look at what I'm doing right for you guys too. True. You know what I mean? True. Because in retrospect, he also, like, I hear what you're saying, like, look what I'm doing for you, but how many people will just, again, say I have a trans friend, and when they die, let that be that, versus taking the steps and time out of their life to investigate, do the footwork, and be like, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. Not just, your mom was my friend. I'm going to make sure that
and how he ended
we keep this relationship going, because my relationship doesn't just stop with your mom, it continues with you, and I think that's a beautiful thing.
Right. And how he ended it is how, and it really exemplified how he felt. He said, he said, this is what I'm going to tell her. I knew your father. She was a great mother. That's what he said.
Right.
And it's like, okay.
And that's beautiful.
That's how he feels.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like, okay, that's how you feel.
Jokingly, because like people, that's the issue. People are like too deep in their feelings. Like, it's okay to laugh. You can't laugh at yourself. It's an issue.
That is a big issue.
Not with the person that's saying it with you. It's like, you should be able to take a joke and be okay with yourself.
Right. He said he mentioned the new gays are sensitive, and he's like, I want them 1970s gays. Like,
Stonewall gays. The YMCA people, you know what I mean? Who went through pretty much the fire for people to run nowadays, because they're not walking, they're running.
So, yeah. I mean, so yeah. So I think we talked about it a little bit on the show, but did you guys talk about your point of view on that, or is there anything you guys want to add to that? I think we kind of
held back a little bit because we wanted everybody at the table to watch it. Gabe, do you want to give yours, like how you felt about it?
I felt kind of how like John felt. Not so. I understand what you're coming from, but I understand what he was trying to say as well. I mean, I don't personally have a problem with it because, I mean, I don't like you said. I'm not homophobic or anything like that. Like, I work with a trans at B-Dub, so I don't.
I mean, I don't think none of us
look at her. I don't look at her any other way than I would look at anybody at this table, for real.
Right.
Jacob, did you watch it at all, or
no?
I don't think he plans on watching.
Jacob is so late to watch everything.
I do plan on watching it, but like I've heard a lot of different people's opinions and stuff like that, and my whole thing is this: he's a comedian. Comedians been around for decades, centuries. You know what I mean?
Centuries.
So it's like if somebody makes a joke, but people have always been making fun of people anyways, whether you're a comedian or not. We live in an era or whatever you want to call it, to where it's like overly sensitive. Like we generally look for things to point out somebody's flaw. Like they could be doing 101 things right, one thing wrong. Oh shit, we gotta cancel the whole motherfucking pro. No, why? Just to break the other person down. We live in an era where like I believe people like to argue more and like to just knock people down more. Like, oh, you could have did these things, but oh, you did this. Oh, you done fucked up. We not fucking with you. Well, what's the point?
And what people do, I'm sorry, Cliff.
Go ahead.
What people do, and I saw this morning, was people will, it was a quote saying, people would post your failures for likes to ruin your life.
And that is a fact.
You know, it's like, oh, I will say that the picture was, it was a girl in an Amazon van, like she was getting out of the van or something. They were like, and this guy was reported and fired, I think, from Amazon.
Yes.
And it was like someone would post that to get likes and tarnish your I would say career, but you know, your image, yeah, for likes. So that's the world we're living in, for sure.
And Jacob, I wanted you to expand a little bit more because, you know, as the person in this group, I feel like you do take most jabs, like, of all of our jokes and stuff like that. But from an individual who just isn't sensitive, because you're not, because you could be overly sensitive, like all the stuff you take on, like, how do you think people in this generation and era should react to people who have, like, what they would consider maybe strong verbal language or anything like that, and they feel attacked by it in any sort of way? Like, how do you think people should, you know, maybe not change their perception? Everybody's entitled to how they feel, but how should they ingest it? Because I feel like you do a very great job at, like, keeping a level head. You don't take stuff too personal, and you know how to give your jabs back. Like, what do you think people should do if you had to give advice?
Well, first, I do take the jabs, but I only can reach to a certain point too, because I'm human.
Right, all of us.
Once you hit that point, it's like it's mentally tired. But like for somebody like me, like you said, I take a lot of jabs. I do,
and you deal with them great.
I gotta sometimes let it all out. If it got to that limit, call people. Like I called Osh earlier this week. Motherfuckers pissed me off.
Right.
But to deal with it, a coworker told me this, and he passed away about a year ago now. But it was so truthful. If they're not feeding you, financing you, or effing you, then
off the mic.
Then what does it matter?
You're clipping.
What does it matter?
Yeah.
Like you just gotta learn. Like it is what it is. But if they're not walking in your shoes, then they don't really know shit about you unless what you tell them about you. Mm-hmm. So they can have 1,001 opinions about you, but at the end of the day, they're not living your life.
True.
So they don't know what you're going through. They don't know the experience. They don't even know what you're thinking. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it is what it is. You gotta keep trucking because you can't let that one person bug you. Mm-hmm. I had to learn that shit in middle school. Like, okay, this is my role. This is my role in everything. I can be the punching bag sometimes. It is what it is. I could be the one that kick jokes head just to make the whole flow of the room go easier. That's fine. Mm-hmm. It's cool. But
how far does that go?
How far can I take that?
Yeah.
It's all situational to a certain extent. For me personally, like, I can be in a room where, like this, we could be going somewhere. If people got to start fucking with me just to get the whole flow going, that's fine. But I also have my limits where it's like, okay, like if I tell you something once and I'm just cool on it, like don't want to talk about it, don't keep poking the bear. Don't. Because I'm going to be an asshole. Then I feel bad. And then it's all bad.
It's okay to be an asshole.
I know, but I don't always like to be an asshole.
I don't think anybody does. And I don't think anybody likes canceling anybody. So what do you say to the people who take it to the extreme of trying to get somebody canceled and ruining their image in life? Like, what would you tell that person, like, to try to divert them and, like, handle a problem better?
It's not that I would tell them anything. I'd be like, why? Why do you find purpose in doing this to somebody that you probably would never meet in your life? Because you don't know what kind of struggles they could be going through. Yeah, they could be a millionaire. So what? Mm-hmm. It's a person too. So they're going to be having some struggle that they're not telling you, but you just being that extra dickhead wants to try to cancel them. Why do you want to tear that person down for? Give me because I know damn sure if it happened to you, you'd be just as pissed off. Like, why? What's the point?
And seek sympathy, right?
Right, and then this person, you started it, bitch.
and probably they probably had to seek themselves inward to figure out something that they're lacking. Probably.
Right.
If they're attacking someone else, they're probably
most of the time it's like a deflection.
It's like, well, they're doing it like the Spider-Man meme. Yeah. Well, they're doing it. Like, who cares? Break that cycle. Like just because you see Amy do it from across the street doesn't mean you got to do it too, bitch.
Jesus.
You remember growing up, it was like, if your friend jump off a bridge or something, are you going to do it?
No, I'm an individual thinker. Like, no, I'm going to try to convince my friend not to jump off the bridge because that's how I am. Mm-hmm. But no, like. I never understood that logic. Right. Oh, if you see somebody else No, I'm my own thinker.
Not to be a copy.
But there's a lot of herd mentality, a lot of thinkers that
like the Tide Pod Challenge.
If my friend jump off a bridge and be like, "Hey, do a front flip," just because I'm not that like you should know how to be your own self. That's the whole just that's the whole being a better listener will help you get to that space though. So. But
and no, I was going to just say that's beautiful, learning how to be your own self, because I would just tell anybody who ingested stuff so personally where they boiled over and wanted to cancel somebody, just like, you don't really have to truly understand the next person and be like, let that shit roll over, be a walking mat, but understand if a person is being negative, that's a self-reflection and projection of themselves, you know what I mean? That's self-hate. So if somebody's coming at you in a negative way, understand they may be going through something, and no, you are not you shouldn't get anything that they're going through like projected onto you, but unfortunately it might be the wrong place, wrong time. That's life is unfair, but you got to learn to shrug that shit off, keep it pushing forward, and understand that no matter what you did from waking up until that moment, you had nothing to do with what they said. What they said has everything to do with what the fuck they're going through in their day. And the moment you learn to be like, you know what, he said what he said, fuck it, I'm gonna keep it pushing. And when it comes to jokes, it's like, just like rap content or any content that people like disagree with, if you don't want your kids watching it, don't have them watching it. And if you don't like that, turn it the fuck off. Back then, when you wanted to boycott something, what did you do in order to like shut their business down? You turned it off. You gave it no attention. And by giving it no attention, it got Mac's attention. Like, hey, look at this. This shit's supposed to be making us money and ain't doing nothing. And that's how you know you made a real impact. And I think people think speaking on something gets real results, and sometimes it does, but sometimes it can cause a whole nother storm of commotions, I feel like.
Well, I mean, just to say that, would his special be getting this much publicity and advertising and light if it wasn't on this topic, if it wasn't related to this topic? Probably not, but it is Dave Chappelle. But it's in the news, it's current. That's why it's almost like he's also playing on, he knew that releasing this content, and probably he planned doing this. He said, well, I said some things before, I wanted to clarify. So I think he kind of led up to this, but for him, this is going to be something that he's going to profit off of. And I'm not saying unfortunately, but saying in the same way, he's speaking his piece and he's making a profit.
And
go ahead.
Just one more thing I wanted to say too was like, in some situations, it's like, you don't have to understand me, just respect me. And I think a lot of people, don't understand that all well. Like, I don't expect to see eye to eye with all you guys and everything. I don't.
He said this in the episode.
Man, he said that in the closer.
Did he?
Like, towards the last, like, remember when he said, like, she stopped laughing and her, what was a retaliation? Like, I don't need you to understand me. I just need you to, like, understand that I'm a human going through something, too.
I didn't even know that.
But you see the message, though, without even seeing it.
Yeah.
But the social media will post this picture, and people will just think off that picture and off that short content. Like, it just to relate to this, like, it was a whole fiasco with, like, Jada saying something about that, like, their sleeping arrangements or how they, like,
that's their life though, and if they choose to share that private moment with you, then they're fine, but you don't got to be punishable by social media. Why do we take social media so seriously?
No, I think people just do in general though. But to go back to Dave Chappelle though, it's like he related, like, we're all kind of bisexual or bi. Because you got bi is a message. It's like a two-way street. You have to understand on both ends. Yeah. So I'm like, if you get that, then you get what he's talking about.
Right. And he even said, like, when she said that, he acknowledged it, like, oh yeah, I know you're somebody going through something. So it's not like he even unacknowledged that she was a human going through something. And I actually think by having this big debate over it, I think he wants a conversation with him. Yeah. And I think he does want it public. Right. And I think he wants them to be at least more transparent in what they want, their message, and what their problem is. Because have you heard his reaction to him? Like, I don't even understand what we're talking about, because even he said his overall message in that was he was just trying to get across that he doesn't have a problem with that community at all. He has a problem with corporate interests trying to control what he can and cannot say. That is what he has a problem with, because he was like, I'm not going to bend to nobody's demands or wills, and I will be able to say whatever I want. And when you think about it, that's his First Amendment right. Is it not?
It's true. And like you said, if no one agrees with that, if someone doesn't agree with it, they don't have to listen, watch, they don't have to support them. It is their prerogative to do so.
And I feel like, we need to, and I just don't like that we have a whole crowd out there that says, well, you know what, I'm too angry to not turn it off, so you need to cut it out. Like, no, bro, no. Cut it the fuck out.
You
can't have it both ways. You can't be so mad that I have to do something about you being mad. We are not in a relationship. You are an individual. You need to turn it off. Just like the whole cuties thing when it came out. Remember, I had a big bad reaction to that because I said it was kind of like promoting that trans age shit or trans fluid shit where grown people can be with young kids because it was like little girls twerking and doing all sorts of shit on Netflix. Oh. And they turned down the algorithm for it. I'm very happy. They never took it off, but they turned down the algorithm. I'm happy with that type of progress. But it's like, guess what I did? I never watched it. You don't hear me talking about it. I left it alone because guess what? I'm not trying to watch little girls twerking and doing all this sorts of weird shit that weird men like to see. It's just not my taste.
And that's literally what social media is. It's database, algorithm, patterns created to stir the pot, make you think a certain type of way, and then it causes a ripple effect in things. So that's why I really think that we one day out the week, no social media. I said this during the Discord. I'm like, if we can go. The world just shut down social media for maybe 6 hours once a week. How would that affect the world?
See, you on that Chinese stuff. That's what they do over in Asia. They time their kids and whole nation on how much content they take up in a weekend during the week on their apps, all that stuff. They're only allowed 2 hours of video games. They really have that over there. It's law.
Strong on discipline.
So I think everybody at this table could do it.
It's insane, but it's real. Guess what? And all their numbers are up academically, everything.
I'm confident enough everybody at this table could do it.
Oh yeah, I could. And I say, even with that, I just say individuals aren't allowed to use it. I say big companies who need to obviously push their ads and commercials because, business needs to keep going on. That helps our economy. But I feel like individuals, I don't even care if you're an entrepreneur doing modeling, you can shut down for a day. Right. You don't need to show your ass for a day. Or your pecs. I don't care. I can talk about guys or your biceps. You can shut down for a day. If you're not a real business selling cookies or doing something progressive for the e-commerce verse, you don't need to be online for a day.
And I think that would be good for mental. Just go out, get some fresh air. Be social with people. Talk.
It'll be like a strict e-commerce work. It sounds messed up, but like a work day. If you're gonna go online, you're gonna get work done, interact with people in the most positive, productive way possible. You're not gonna go online to trash your image or anybody else's image or post anything. We don't need to hear that. And if you ain't doing business, stay offline.
You're using it, not abusing it, and that's the difference between why certain countries and people are so ahead of us because it's we're so consumed in this. But you said, look at China, they're way more advanced, they're more in tune, they're more aligned than we are because we got all these unnecessary distractions.
They're also more strict. I mean, that's a law.
This is very true.
So you're losing a right, that you saying I can't post on a Sunday. I can't say I like to eat pussy. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. And I feel it's funny. That is funny because it's just ha. But what good is that? What good is your brain going online reading that, even if it's just for a couple seconds and past?
No. I'm saying that if your law, how you're framing it is that I can't post that, then you're taking away my right to post.
Yeah, your First Amendment right. I know what you mean.
So that's the kind of with China. They don't got that. It's you ain't posting it. You ain't even getting on because.
Trust me, I don't agree with it. It's just that would be, I can just see the construct, I guess, is what I'm naming off of. That's how I see them breaking down the rules and how it would be maybe from 5 to 7 online Twitch streamers. Shit, you got a 2-hour window to work. You better hope the kids get online and watch because that's after homework, after school hours. Shit, by 7 o'clock, kids don't need to watch people play video games. You need to be getting ready for bed, studying, doing something. It sounds productive but yet fucked up because it sounds like I'm constricting freedoms, but I feel like in America we need to whip ourselves in a weird disciplined way back into shape because we're all out of structure.
I love structure.
We don't have that.
I'm really weird about it.
Most successful people have a structure or they create a routine that's sound and gives them an advancement. I feel like in the world people don't have structure. That's why some people seek to when you grow up in certain environments, some people look to have structure and they feel okay going to prison because it's a structure for them to follow because they don't have a certain type of discipline in
their real life.
Yeah. So that's their sensible action. So even people who go to the military, they need that structure. So Structure is definitely.
And how kind of how we're talking about people and emotions. I think a lot of people don't have like emotional intelligence, like understanding how like their how they feel, what makes them feel these ways, and really kind of reading the room, like socially, like watching that. You know, when I say something, people don't like it, or when I do something, people don't like it. You know, so I probably shouldn't. You know, people don't have that.
Mm-hmm. I got a comment after Jacob. Go ahead, Jacob.
I had to learn to figure out what I was going through, like between my anxiety and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I had anxiety all the way back in elementary school because I used to get clammy going to school late. Like I used to be like, nervous, like jittery, like started to tear up. Didn't know why. Didn't like that. Yeah. Everything was cool. Like I was having a good day, just going to school late. But like I would just naturally get like, why do I feel like this right now? Like why am I tripping the fuck out for no reason when I'm like in 4th, 5th grade, going to school late? Like suck it up, buttercup. Like that's what I told myself. Yeah. Then as I got older, I'm like, hold up.
That's what you told yourself?
Yeah.
Suck it up, buttercup. You got this. Slap him in the face. Slap him in the face.
I'm a tough buttercup.
But it's like,
man, buttercup.
He slid that in there too fast. I'm like, I'm gonna call him out on that one.
No, yeah.
But it's like, you know, I had to figure out what was going on when I was in 5th grade, and then I was like, hold up. I was like, damn. Then I just was like, okay. Then shit would just happen to me in my life, and then I'm like, hold on. I think I know what's going on, and then. When I was in my early 20s, I fucked up and started drinking a lot more caffeine than I should have, which made my body go all the way out of whack. Like, it was bad.
Okay.
So I just had to figure out how to control my emotions, how to express it, and how to control some of the things in my diet to help me with my anxiety, too.
Got it. And, you know, I think I said this to you. John, I told Jacob one day, I think this generation will eventually need classes for social cues, perception, interpretation, patience, and, no, seriously, patience, and just how to deal with just stuff in general. I don't really have the one word for it, but definitely social cues, interpretation, and perception on things.
And intuition type of stuff.
Just to kind of
internal intuition.
It's kind of already happening. Like so, like at the college, they're like college level courses like interpersonal communication. That's like all like the nonverbals, learning about people, culture,
social cues. Yeah.
So they do have that, but it is at a higher level of education. So if they brought it down to maybe a step system of like or like a step. Saying, okay, in high school we're going to learn about these sorts, and then in college it'll be higher level.
And the reason
that would be good.
And I feel that way because with online taking over and people having more online interactions than personal interactions, I think it's going to be hard for when people do meet online and maybe a guy and a girl have never really been around each other and they don't know how to read when each other are uncomfortable, when like, you know, you maybe ask her something and she's saying yes, but with her eyes she's saying no, and it's just like you should be able to read that to make her feel more comfortable. I feel like the younger generation won't have that, and there's just going to be all sorts of stuff they'll need to be taught to, like how to deal with opposite sex and even same sex, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're going to have and all the other potential sexes and things, genders, and all these different things that are happening now that they're going to have to figure out how to maneuver. Really.
I mean, it's 2 genders, then it's like a bunch of pronouns, and it's no disrespect, but it's like it goes him, her, then they, us. It's just
a lot. There's a lot. Yeah.
Again, I don't know if and they don't consider them genders; they're non-binary.
So these books are going to have to, you know, this research is going to have to update with those sorts of things. You know,
I feel like. With all those sexualities being birthed in America, we're getting like our version of Spanish finally, but it's all in sexuality talk.
Yeah,
that's funny as fuck.
That's
damn.
What it is. Yeah,
That's the gem of the day.
that's the fucking gem of the day.
What is your guys' thoughts on the bathrooms? So, like Dave Chappelle mentioned, the North Carolina bathroom law.
It's horrible.
So, and that was another thing. Just go back on Dave Chappelle real quick. He mentioned that he was like, if a girl walked in the bathroom and stood shoulder to shoulder with me and pissed next to me, I would feel uncomfortable. It's like, but if it's a trans male why would that make you feel? If he's saying that he's for the trans people, why would that make him uncomfortable?
What he was saying is like, one, he didn't agree with the law, and he was just making a joke. He feels more comfortable with a man transitioning into a woman because he still understands that's a man. You know what I mean? Even if she has a vagina and peas, versus a woman walking in transitioning, and it's just like, and from a parent standpoint, if you were a parent, well, you're an uncle. And I understand you are very respectable. We all are of the transgender community. But if she went into the bathroom, let's say 4 or 5 years old, you see a transgender woman, but it's a man switching into a woman, you wouldn't feel a little uncomfortable, especially if it's big and burly. You know what I mean? And it's nothing against that community, but I'm saying just like socially, it's just
I go
like,
into the restroom, I handle my business, and I get out. I'm not looking at nobody. Wash my hands.
Right.
No, but I'm saying if you just watch your little one walk to the bathroom, because you got to think about stuff like that.
That might be a situation where even before that, I may be with them just to be there with them at that age.
Very true.
It's very
true.
But once they're an adult or a young adult, they're going to have to make those decisions. I mean,
once you're an adult, you got to deal with it.
I do think that there should,
real world, baby.
Yes,
I really do think that like Lakewood, they have. I wouldn't say they have it right, but they're definitely in the right direction with like their non-gender bathrooms. They're like, it's a bathroom. Just go piss. Take a piss, take a shit.
And I love that.
Yeah.
I like bathrooms like that.
Yeah, it's not like it doesn't matter. It's like, just go piss.
Just do your business.
So you're saying is the world obsessed with labels?
In a way, we're becoming that way.
Yeah.
Words are starting to take on more meaning than they're supposed to, if you ask me.
Yeah. So like this is headphones. I could say it's like, his headphone, her headphones. That's when it becomes an issue, not just headphones.
I don't know, and I want to apologize ahead of time, and again, because I had no intent to disrespect anybody. If anybody is oversized and there's transgender and walking into the bathroom around, behind a little kid, I meant nothing by it at all. I'm just a parent, and there's just certain things that I take into my optics, and I'm just very, protective of mine. That's all. Yep. But I meant no offense in any way.
I think the difference between what we're doing is like we're trying to understand and accept. We're not trying to change anything. We just want to understand for what it is. Help us reach the middle ground. Again, that
a level playing ground. I just want a level playing ground where we all are standing on the same level. We can talk the same, and nobody's disrespected.
We won't. We'll never get there.
True, because life is unfair.
Life is yin yang, bad and good and good and bad.
You use that analogy like
I do. It's been a while, so I had to drop it one time for the fun time.
Man, that Dave Chappelle topic then took us 20 minutes.
Nice.
No, that's dope though, because there's so much content in that, and it's talking about who we are as people overall, right? And that's what we're trying to just capture our experience and share with the next person, hoping it plays an effect. But what other topics we got, Jacob?
I saw that article we mentioned about TikTok causing people to have tics. Well,
yeah, what's going on with that? I didn't read it.
Flinch, you say?
Yeah, like tics, like neurological issues with watching those TikToks. Saying
like what what causes it? Like
they're just saying that a constant watching of those videos like all day long.
Too much screen time.
Too much screen. Yeah, the screen time.
And what kind of tics? Just like one of these, like with the shoulders, or like with the eye?
I don't know. Probably both. Yeah, I don't know.
That's it.
Wow,
Wow,
that's overall
that's
develop
so
a
crazy.
glitch.
Yes. That's possible because our minds.
It's the overstimulation.
Yeah,
it's really there's
overstimulation.
There's so much that these kids are seeing now. Like,
because think about most videos are anywhere from 30 to hopefully a minute long, if not only 5 to 7 seconds long. Mm-hmm. Just imagine how much they're ingesting in 1 minute.
In 1 minute, they could be
and
on
then
one
in 1
topic.
hour.
Yeah.
And you're up for 16. Some teens or kids be up for 18 hours a day. Just how much content they're soaking up in 1 day. Mm-hmm. Shit, we used to have to sit down and watch a couple movies. We only had like 5 contents. They watching like thousands of contents a day.
Well, it started with Vine. Vine was the 6 seconds. That was, back then. That was the start of the I love Vine.
And when TikTok and all that stuff came about, even Snapchat, that's all I thought it was. I was like, it sounds like Vine found a way to rebrand itself and become different. But I was like, this is Vine, and people just learned how to use it better.
Yeah, definitely. The creativity of TikTok is really interesting to me.
Hell yeah!
Let me find out Vine is like the mother parent of all.
Basically, Vine just it rebranded and rebirthed itself into TikTok.
I mean, isn't a Vine like a root? What if it branched out to all these? That's the name.
Look at you.
That's that.
No, that's crazy, man.
Conspiracy.
No, we're just talking about that though. So we said this on the Discord, that Cocomelon show I was telling you about with the kids. that's another
That's
overstimulating.
a fucking devil.
But it's like, okay, why?
Just being a smart ass. It's just that's just
go ahead, Jacob.
man.
You
It's
talk about it.
Jacob,
Man.
Jacob, I'm gonna need you to back off the mic just like an inch, man.
bro. That's why I keep moving it back and forth.
You are clipping. Look at that. You're clipping. Just
All right, go ahead.
Playing for the Clippers.
But yeah, Cocomelon is just. It's just like the tone of the music is just annoying, and it's like doing like just like shit like that. I'm like, what finds it so appealing? Like,
Children?
but Parker's loving
Kids
it.
love it because I just went
I'm
to
just
my.
like, what is this?
They perfected the art of nursery rhyme. That's all they did. They
Fair.
perfected the art of nursery
Fair.
rhyme. Because again, like I was saying on our Discord, there was Little Baby Bum. That was bigger than Cocomelon because they kind of emulated each other. But for some reason, the animation Little Baby Bum had kids hooked. All Cocomelon did was just tweak their animation a little bit, where it just looked a little bit more lively, like their characters blinked more. Because
It's more
before
realistic. Yeah.
they didn't blink as much on both series. They were just looking at you. No, not even. Yeah. Looking at you. And they blinked like every 30 seconds, so you realize when they did it, it was spooky. But by them becoming more lively and more realistic, I think that's what took the kids over. And they did cut the brightness up, I noticed a little bit. And it's like the perfect American Japanese version of a, like I said, nursery rhyme, because it does give me like anime vibes a little bit too. And I've watched them progress with the times too. At first it was basic nursery rhymes, and then I was like, man, they need to show a little bit more diversity. Next thing you know, they're going like little JJ, he's one of the main characters, go to preschool. They got a redhead kid, they have a Puerto Rican kid, they have a Asian girl, they have a black kid named Cody. I'm like, damn it, they're smart. And then I was like, you know what? I was like, they need to like kind of zone in on Cody a little bit. I was like, I wish they had like a black Cocomelon episode. Next thing you know, JJ going next door kicking it with little Cody, and then you get to learn about him and his dad and mom and stuff like that. I'm like, this is raw. I was like, I bet you they got like an Asian episode now. Like they do a really good job of just like being diversified, taking their characters on adventures.
Season 4 just dropped,
and that's probably in those situations where you're a kid watching that saying, oh, I'm going over to my friend's house, maybe I'll ingest that type of culture, and those are things that can't be, I guess, not taught, but like you can learn that.
And it's never going out of style.
Yeah.
It encourages going to school. It encourages eating vegetables. It encourages eating fruit. Teaches them the colors, ABCs, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. Teaches them music. It teaches them dinosaurs. You name it. They go to the beach. They go on hikes.
Shit, I'm about to get hit.
That's what I'm saying. They do boat races.
Show
What don't
that,
these
that
people
shit in
do?
school.
That's what I'm saying.
real.
Like Cocomelon, I'd be down for that. Like statewide, like pre-K, they put that in as videos.
It's digestible for kids.
it is.
Easy.
Oh yeah, it's very digestible.
Right.
I will say Little Baby Bum, and it works. Had Jamie's second, Jackson, he was pretty much talking by 1.5, 2.
Wow.
My kid's pretty much there. Like it works.
Shit.
They talk off that.
Yeah, because that parenting, like raising a kid, there's no manual to it.
Nope.
So
But
it's
those
like,
nursery rhymes work.
There's so many elements that go into it, so I get it. I understand. Yeah. All right, list of topics. So we talked about the TikTok tick.
Tick-tock, tick, yep.
And just one last comment. Guess what? Babies are always coming in. Never going out of style. So they're going to be around forever.
Well, I mean, what else you guys want to talk about? We have a couple different ones.
All right, we did the shutdown media day.
Wait, what does diet lead to memory loss?
Yeah, I
that-
read that.
so-
I was like,
Yeah, so there was another article that I was reading. It was saying that it was a quick study of like lab mice, and it was like 6 of them. They did like 3 had a diet with like natural foods and a natural diet, and the other 3 had a processed diet. Like I don't want to say it was chips, but they mentioned potato chips somewhere. I'm like
a GMO diet.
yeah,
pretty much.
yeah. And they said within like the 5 weeks of the experiment, the mice that had the poor diet were showing signs of memory loss compared to the other ones. And they were saying that this could be like a notion that Alzheimer's is basically linked to a potential poor diet like that.
Too much processed food, too much poor dieting.
Yeah, because your body's not getting the right vitamins and
That
stuff it
makes
needs
sense.
to
That
nourish
makes a
your
lot of
brain
sense.
and all those different parts of your brain. So it makes a lot of sense.
So you in the red shirt, listen to this. Put the fucking Cheetos down.
I mean, you're just telling the truth, and I don't think it's just mice, it's humans. I think it's all
Cheeto
mammals, like, or animals too. Back in the day, think about it. Like, old people, like even nowadays, have a sharp memory because they only eat real food. They barely eat processed foods, and they can call back times to when they're a little kid and all this, that, and the next. Our generation ain't gonna be able to remember past like fucking 2 years ago. Be like, hold on, I don't know.
Yeah,
Details might be out of place a little bit.
Shit,
you asked me.
I do it that shit all the time. We're talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
Younger generation.
Last
Shit,
week.
I forgot. I don't even know what happened yesterday.
Yeah, shit.
Well,
And it happens at work. Like they be asking me about orders from last week. I'd be like, bro, I don't know.
It's
So-
all behind me.
so question, like, how often do you guys eat processed food?
I mean, it's hard to say what ain't processed because I don't go to the market. I don't go like to my local farms. Be like, hey, what did you feed your
What
cows?
I mean
What's in them? Like,
by-
I don't do that.
Process. Okay, here, like fast food or like food out.
Almost anything I get is processed though. Like from the grocery store.
Even
Think
if-
about
Well,
it.
Yeah.
no, I know that, but I'm saying food outside of your house that you're not prepping yourself.
Almost everything. That's what I'm saying. Almost everything I eat is processed. There ain't nothing. I don't grow nothing. I don't go to, like I said, markets. Like that's the only place you get organic shit.
Okay, I'm not saying necessarily all organic, but I'm saying
Like how often do we eat out? Or
yeah.
like,
How often do you eat out?
Like McDonald's or something.
Like McDonald's
No.
or even a restaurant, like in a week
Like
basis.
on a week basis, only like maybe once, twice. Usually twice, but once if I can. I don't like to eat out
That's
much.
pretty good.
Or-
I'm more than that.
About like once or twice.
So you cook a lot of meals at home?
I try to like fast for the most part. I'm starting to do that now, but like yeah, just eat stuff that's like more plant based and focus on that.
What about you, John? How?
Depends on the week, man. I ain't gonna fucking lie. If I'm having a hard day, I'm going to fucking. I'm getting me a burger. Someone else. I'm not making the food. Let me just put it that way.
I'm not gonna lie. When I do go out though, like we've been going out, and I catch myself getting like vegan burgers or Impossible burgers, where it's like kind of like
So it
not.
could be. Yeah, it's
you eat
it's,
those?
it's healthier.
You've had them?
Oh,
What
they're
are they
delicious.
What?
You don't know the difference.
What?
He sounds so concerned.
I promise you, bro. You don't know the difference.
He just looked at you like you had 3 heads. Like
No, I ain't looking like he had 3 heads. I just felt like he made a breakthrough for my people, and I'm like, I'm sitting here looking at a living witness. He's alive off of a
Yeah, it's like
Impossible Meat Whopper. Like what?
It's basically just like
It's real, y'all.
beans and like I eat like hummus as well too. That's just like
Hummus
stuff
is good.
Like beans and
chickpeas.
yeah, these
Were
are
you
all
from
healthier.
Iowa? Shit.
What the?
But these are all like healthier like alternatives. Though.
Alternative
There you
is a
go.
good word. Like for example, some dinners I'll have. Honestly, it's like it sounds like some struggle shit. But like I'll just basically make like broccoli and cheddar, like the frozen thing, throw it in the microwave, and I'll open it up and I'll just pour like pepper flakes and shit on it, like season it up, and that's dinner. Like that type of shit. Like, but it's still cheese and like the process like that. So is it like healthy? I think it would probably be better than.
It's not as processed. Though.
Yeah.
Because at the Cheesecake Factory, they had a menu. It was like a skinny menu, quote unquote, and like it was a 590 calorie or less.
Okay.
And they had all these like items like asparagus and like other list of like healthy alternatives. Where I'm like, whatever gets you full, I guess.
I seen that one time.
Yeah, it's
That's sick.
yeah. I don't know. For me though, yeah, I'm eating out quite a bit. I'm trying to get better, but at the same time, it's like convenient and just like fuck.
That broccoli meal is like a 90-10 because the broccoli's real good, just 10% processed. See, and that's what I mean by like in America, there's always going to be some process.
yeah.
somewhere
They sneak it in.
So it's yes to eliminate. You can try to eliminate. I like now. I'm doing like almond milk instead of like actual
Isn't it
milk.
great?
I love
Delicious.
almond milk. Vanilla.
too.
I like
Yep. There you
I
go.
got the original. I want to try vanilla, but it already has a vanilla taste. The original does, so I don't get the vanilla.
What
but
about
it's
you, Gabe?
awesome.
Yeah. What about you, Gabe?
How often do you eat out?
Does Subway count
Yes.
I go to
as
Subway
fast
often.
food?
Does
though?
Gonzalez count?
Yes.
Man, I love Gonzalez. Damn it.
I gotta go from
So
2 to
They
3
do
times.
homemade
then.
stuff.
2 to 3.
I
He said
probably
two.
go to Subway like maybe like every other day. I can't lie, just because it's
Wow.
a quick
It's right next
sub,
door,
Yeah,
though,
so
so you-
exactly.
I didn't even-
Right.
I
like
feed
right
like Subway in your Snapchats, but I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah.
What's your go to?
Chicken bacon rings.
Oh yeah, clutch.
Do you like do like do you like load on the ranch?
Oh hell,
Nah.
nah. I mean, I get a little bit extra, but not like crazy amount. But I'd say on a good week, I'd probably go out to eat like maybe 2 or 3 times, like outside of me working. If that makes sense.
Right.
I mean, shit. We in our 20s. That's normal. I feel like
I feel like
2-3
Subway's
times.
not that bad though. I mean, I only get a 6-inch, so it's not like I'm eating a whole bunch of bread.
Oh,
and
do
shit.
you? Oh, that's better. That's better. That's better.
They have like the multi-grain. I go to Subway as well. They got like the multi-grain, go flatbread, and it's just like whatever you prefer.
American cheese, baby.
And Jacob, just because you said Gonzalez's process, I'm about to ask them now. I'm gonna be one of those Californian people. Like, where do you get your rice from? Where do you get this chicken from? Where do you get your bistec? Where do you get everything else?
I had some guys.
If it's all Flickner's is all natural. They get their stuff straight from the farm.
I know.
Shout out to Flickner's for sponsoring my wedding.
And because Jamie just got, her operation done and IUD out, we're about to start doing our diet. So does like white rice from like Chinese spots, would you consider that process? Like that or jasmine white rice?
Probably not. I mean,
Probably not.
Because I want to do like a white rice, meat, and like veggie diet.
Ooh, okay.
Like a chicken or fish. I'm going to try to be as pescatarian as possible. Only red meat I kind of want now is steak. I love steak.
Cliff, if you get a chance though, try a vegan burger or a.
I love turkey burgers. I don't
like
turkey burgers.
I don't like bean burgers, but like if I had to switch from red meat to a burger, turkey burgers are.
I like chicken burgers.
Shit.
I agree.
So
Speaking of steaks, man, I had a steak the other day. Goddamn, shit was smack.
Oh, from strips. How was it?
That shit was expensive.
How much was your plate?
How much is my plate?
Yeah.
My steak alone was $80.
that's a great steak right there.
Name that menu item real quick. What was it?
I got Wagyu.
Oh, you got the top of the line A1.
Yeah. There was one. It was like you can get Wagyu, and then you can get like a pound of like crab legs or something too. That was like 110.
So, how'd you have them cook your Wagyu steak?
You know how I got it done.
Well,
Did they have like a combo? You can do like the legs and steak.
What do you mean?
Like, how did you get it?
How I got my steak. I got it with just like this butter on top of it, and I got it well done.
Okay. No sides or anything?
No, so you got to get like sides, like in addition.
Okay.
add that shit on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, they charge. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why it's expensive. So,
they
like,
come
what
into
the
play.
asparagus is like $15 or something?
So we got mashed potatoes, mac and cheese. What else did we get? I think we got vegetables. And what's the other thing?
They coming for your pockets when you walk in. They go,
Something else.
what you got?
Something
How
else,
much you
but
got?
Hands against
the
the wall.
thing that like there was a thing. It was like a dinner for two, and so they got like two of the sides that were already included with it. So that was like good. And then Leah and I think Grandma got like the other two sides.
Nice.
And they came at like a dessert and shit. And they saying like happy birthday to me and Leah.
Ooh. Was the dessert good?
I did not eat it because that steak was hitting, and I knew if I would have put some cake in my stomach,
Smash your palate up.
That
Yep.
wasn't bad.
I'd probably shit
So did
out.
it taste like an $8 steak?
Did it taste? It tastes good as fuck. Hell yeah.
He's like, yes, I can confirm.
And it like when I got it well done, but it wasn't like obviously like well done like to what my preference was. But it, I mean, it was a little bit like weller. I mean, it was still good as fuck. Like and my mom had some. She was like, "Damn, this is good as fuck."
See, I want to try Wagyu steak. I still haven't had it. I had Kobe steak one time. I want to have that again.
Yeah, I had that. I had a Kobe burger. I've never had Kobe.
R.I.P.
So
Kobe.
good. It's spelled different. COLB.
No, it's not. It ain't.
yeah,
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 it is.
yeah.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is.
It's Kobe. It's
No,
Kobe.
it's not.
You think
it's
Kobe
not.
G's spelled the same too?
No, Colby's different. That's Colby. Kobe beef is.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Look it up.
Oh my
It's
God.
Kobe.
Pretty
How
sure.
much do you want to put on it right now?
I'll put you $20. It's Kobe.
We could do 10.
Nah, 20. 200. 200. 200.
He's speaking with vindiction over there. Go ahead, look it
He
up.
called your bluff real quick.
You're like, you know what?
No, that's crazy though.
Oh, Kobe.
Just to,
R.I.P.
just to go back a little bit, we're gonna tell Gabe happy birthday.
Thank
And
you, yes,
we didn't get a
thank you,
chance
thank you,
to collectively
thank you.
for the podcast, so
So yes,
Oh, and happy birthday to us.
right. A
It's-
year.
It's been a year now. We've
Hey,
been
let's
posting
go.
for a year now.
Happy
It's
birthday,
Kobe.
IOU.
I said Kobe, not Colby. What you fucking not Kobe Cheese?
Oh, he was right. See?
Yeah.
I just saved $20.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, I did.
John was like, I'm going to die on this.
He said, I'm about to get this shit.
2200. What you want?
Shit,
See, I was just on
200.
Omaha Steaks yesterday looking at the shit, son.
I was like, yeah, I got to break this. I was like, no.
Right. When I seen John didn't take a double take to like check the sky, I was like, damn, he's speaking from he know.
Vengeance.
I was like, I'm gonna leave it alone. He can have this one.
But no, guys, I think so. I think we're at what now? On Apple Podcasts, it says we're a comedy, by the way. So we got. So I think we're making
Somebody
people laugh.
considers this funny?
Yeah, I think we have 5 or 6 reviews. So
We have 6.
it's all 5 stars. So please, if you're listening, give us a review. And
So
also,
we're comedy. I can let these jokes fly now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's over.
and it says we have 60 episodes. I think some of those are like the smaller, like 1 minute
Yeah, some
things, clips
trailers
and
and
things.
shit, yeah.
So, but I think we're probably at like at least 40 or 50.
This is
at
like,
least.
this is episode 44,
Nice,
45.
nice.
Shout out to us, man.
Hey, no.
Shout out to
Seriously,
us.
we're progressing and we'll get better over time. But it's just staying consistent in what we're doing.
We still in the oven cooking.
I'm about to look at the comments after this.
I'm hoping, yeah, and anybody, if you're listening, if you have any comment, suggestion, anything, friend, family, stranger, send us an email.
Please.
IOUpodcast440 or 440 at gmail.com. Send us an email. Just say hey. You don't need, just whatever. Just give us a shout out.
Y'all want my autograph? Y'all can contact that email too.
Get over yourself.
Jacob
Anything
Lizzie
that will
Diaz.
help the show get better. Anything you want to hear, anything you want to see out of us, please let us know, because we might really read it, receive it well, and add it to the show. And next thing you know, your blueprint was added to the show and it helped us get better. And you can take that for credit. We'll shout you out.
We read all of our messages.
Retweet.
Yeah, we're striving to be leaders of this world, so we want to, do our best to listen to what's going on around us, and then digest it, and then push it out to you guys so it makes sense. So definitely
can't go nowhere without y'all.
Yeah.
Mental check, Ash.
Oh, wellness check, guys. For you, 1 through 10, how you feeling?
I'm a 8.
8? That's good.
We way better now. Had some conversations. Somebody cracked a joke on me on Thursday, so it made me laugh. I'm like, okay, I appreciated that. So everything's all good. Just got a headache from a hangover, but besides that, we gravy.
Oh, you went over the limit last night.
Was it my Zac Efron joke?
No.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Fuck you. But yeah, I just a little bit too much. But yeah, I'm good. I'm back.
Oh, that's good. That's good. John, for you?
I'm good right now. I'm doing good. I think this was a good episode. We had a good episode last week, so I'm feeling confident about the podcast. School's going good. I got some homework I got to do tonight because tomorrow is fucking Browns time,
goal
baby.
time.
Where my dog at?
What's up?
Yeah.
So cannot wait to go to that game tomorrow.
Are you going to the game?
Yeah, me and
Oh, y'all going? Okay.
Like to the actual game or like
Yeah.
tailgating?
Where y'all going tailgating at?
I don't know. We got to figure that out. It's in the details.
Come with us.
It's in the I mean, what time are you guys
Y'all bought
We'll
tickets?
probably go out there maybe
much was that?
9.
150.
That's not bad. Y'all got a good section?
It's pretty good. They're pretty good.
I'm happy for y'all.
I mean, I did send you 2 for a closer.
I know. It's just it's a little bit more. It's like almost close to double.
It would
Yeah,
have
yeah,
been
nah.
like 200.
It's worth
If
it.
you feel like you got a good
That's where we
section,
sat.
plus you want to get out.
I'm
at
a
good rate.
fan, so I'll pay that for that experience.
We
it doesn't
we
matter.
sat in the lower bowl the other week, and it was
Nice.
Next year we should all go. Well, Gabe, I know
down.
you don't.
I
But
really
maybe a
want-
Ravens game.
I really-
I go to every Ravens game.
How about a Cavs game?
I do want to go
we can
to a
do that.
Cavs game.
I wanna go
I'm
to a Cavs
sorry
game. 'Cause
they're
they're
on
pretty
this road
decent
trip
this
right
year.
now.
Shout out to Cody. I had to come see him.
Yeah,
Mobley's looking good and Garland.
Yes.
I got a Mobley rookie card.
keep that.
Low key, they got their ass kicked last night by the Lakers late, but that's all right.
Nah,
but
they were keeping up. I was actually a little afraid. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, they were.
What's your wellness though?
Oh,
What's
wellness. Yeah. So, I would say I'm a 8.5 right now. 9 tomorrow if the Browns win, and 7.5 if they lose. Contingent, just like
Gabe was last week.
That's fair. Gabe, for you?
I'm solid, man. I'm a 10, I guess, this week. My birthday.
10.
He got the haircut.
I'm on 10 with, looking like 10. So.
He got a haircut.
Crispy, okay.
Nice shoes.
Thank you. But yeah, I mean, you already know, birthday this week. Shit, Halloween. Get to act up, dress up.
Any of you guys listening to this, feel welcome to give Gabe a shot
Oh,
wherever
yeah.
you are.
And take one back from me, please, because I had too many last night.
You hear that?
Is it raining?
That's water.
Oh, it must be raining outside.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn.
Sorry. So it's because it's coming to an end.
And
The heavens are sad. They want us to keep going.
keep going.
All right,
Clifton,
Clifton, for
how are
you.
I'm actually doing real good. Just before I give my number, I think this is the best way to introduce ourselves during the mental wellness check, because we say our names and stuff. So I think that's pretty cool. But I'm doing fine. I think I'm at a 7.58. I'm like John. I'm a fluent emotion. If the Browns win, I'll be at a 9. If not, I'll probably be at a 6.5. I'm gonna go way down. But because I'm rooting for Baker, man. That's my guy. I really hope he does good. This week was solid. Didn't really go over the top. I sent some money to somebody inside that I haven't talked to in a while, and I hope that helped them out, honestly, because I haven't sent them nothing since they've gone. So I'm hoping the best for them. My son's party's coming up. We booked it at Sky Zone in Westlake. He's going to have a hell of a time at that trampoline park. Looking forward to seeing you there, Jacob, and Parker, Shanta, if she's allowed to come. Well, not allowed to come, but willing to come. And yeah.
You about to be in there, Jacob?
Hell yeah. And we got a skybox too. It's over the whole thing. So if you don't want to go down there and jump, you can keep an eye on Parker from up top. It's over the whole entire park.
You might as well go down there and get active.
Oh,
Do a
yeah.
couple flips with him.
I can't do no flips, but I'd be jumping. But the bounce going to be on, so I might be watching
if
on
you do
my
a
phone.
flip
I want
I'll
to see
pay
you
you
dunk.
$100.
Damn it, I want to see you dunk too.
Okay.
I got
stretch.
$10 if you do a backflip.
I got
You
50.
might,
I got a real
you might
50.
keep that $10.
I got a real 50.
See how you look down like,
But
That's
Yeah.
ooh, okay.
so yeah, that's me. How about you, Ash? How are you doing?
I'm at like a 6, 7.
Oh,
Yeah.
Damn.
There's a lot of things been bothering me. People in general bother me, but
Why you look at me like that when you say people in general? Like I feel like
I mean, you kind of like you don't play a role in it, but it's just
But you also don't
not
help
play
it.
it.
you're not helping it. Yeah, I don't know.
you're on the fence.
Yeah,
peeking your ugly face.
oh, just being accountable for people who just don't want to show up, and I'm noticing that with my new job position.
Yeah,
like Monday, I was supposed to be scheduled off, but because one of the guys were like, "Oh, I'm not going to be there Monday, so you can write me up if you want."
Oh, what?
Wow,
He was like,
cool.
"I don't want to miss my son's birthday," which I totally understand. But I'm like,
Sacrifices.
you have to give a 2 weeks notice. You know the process. So like now I had to sacrifice what I'm doing to step up and
Did you tell him that?
cover. Yeah, I let them know.
Right.
I'm not that type of person. That's
Oh, I
gonna,
know.
like
I just
badger you
didn't
about
know.
something, but I'll let you know. Like, hey, you have to make this up. Like, you're accountable.
Right.
So I, the leader, I'm trying to be a compassionate leader. You know what I mean? But
Without
still,
being
like,
a walking mat, right?
Exactly.
Because that was, I ain't gonna lie, like some form of insubordination. Like you can't just pop up on me
bullshit.
last minute.
Yeah.
Like it's my son's birthday. Like one, I can't prove that, and two, if it is going on, like come on now, bro.
Yeah.
You know I can't really yell at you
But
about that.
I was speaking with the CEO and digesting his brain, and in a corporation's mind, if a employee does that, everybody's replaceable. So he was just like, "Hey, get on the phone, get some new guys hired in." I'm like, "Okay, well, that's the process. That's how it's going to be." So
I got you, bro. How much?
what?
I could work with.
What's the
work for
sign-on
you.
bonus?
We can talk about
2
it.
You had an
racks.
interview for my job too, and you just like,
No, I was serious. He just didn't call me back.
"Oh, if you're serious, apply again."
Sign-on bonus is 2,000. Jacob,
So, no.
take it.
No, but yeah, Browns game tomorrow. I definitely will be at like a 8, 9. If they win, it's about to be lit.
Shirtless Osh. Shirtless Osh.
Gonna jump in the lake.
They'll be
In
like, is that JR?
Yeah, in Cleveland. Oh, that's
Tied it
just
up.
for real. So yeah, that's where I am though. So, do we have a gym of the week?
Yeah, but before that, like, how do you guys? I just wanted to get you guys' quick opinion on this. How do you guys feel about all the employment now, like offering sign-on bonuses? It's like left and right and ads now. Like, what do you guys think about that?
I mean, employers are desperate, and companies are desperate to make money. I mean, there's a lot of places that were closed during COVID, and now they're not. They're still not doing good, as far as employment standards. So, if they got to do that, that's what they got to do.
My question is, how do they do it? Like you say, $2,500 sign-on bonus, but like, do they add that to your check so it's taxed?
They'll spread it
Oh,
out.
it's
Or
taxed.
is
It's
it-
definitely taxed.
So
it's
therefore, is it really like getting $2,500,
No.
or is it like getting
2,000.
or maybe like 15,
1,800. Yeah.
or you know what I mean? So it's like
1,750. You got
it sounds good on paper,
Health
but
insurance.
what are they really getting?
extra money.
I mean, but shit. I mean, we had jobs. I worked at Burger King. I ain't get no fucking sign-on bonus. I mean, I got a job. That was
That was a sign-on bonus.
yeah. So I mean, it's an incentive to work. I mean, but a lot of people are also putting their health over a sign-on bonus, and I can hear that for sure.
I can definitely respect
I
it.
can respect that. So
Yeah.
Put
I
some
mean,
respect on
We
my
know
name.
cash it speaks for a lot of people. Everybody has a number, so I mean,
yeah.
if you
That's
see a
true.
number that's appealing, I
You
can
can
work for you
work
for a
on it,
little bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in a way they're in a battle too, because like let's say you started at Burger King and you're making $10 an hour, you get off of work one night, you see Wendy's can hire you to do the same shit for 12, and then the dude that was only here for 2 weeks and now gonna be over here, and then you go to Wendy's, you see something else, get more opportunity, and everybody's trying to outbid everybody, and I think that's kind of like inflating, like, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because is the unemployment like bonus still going on? Where
I
like
don't
you
think
get
so.
a-
it's over.
No, that's
I
just
think
been
so.
over.
It's been over,
So people
right?
are just collecting unemployment and happy with that nowadays. Pretty
Shit,
much.
they always was. I feel like
Like, how are them in welfare not like breaking the treasury in a weird way with all these walkouts? Now that I think
But you know
about
what it is though? A lot of those people who may be unemployed, and I don't want to generalize all of them, but that PPP loan, some of them did file as like, oh, I have my own business,
They did.
and they're still probably using that money to like get over.
True. A lot
So,
of people are still.
It's
floating
all
on
gonna come
that.
full circle.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
All right. Well, gem of the week after having that strong and awesome Dave Chappelle conversation we had, I think this gem will hit home for everybody. True freedom is understanding that we have a choice in who and what we allow to have power over us, by Meryl Streep.
Nice.
That's a good message. Good message.
Yerr.
All right, Jacob, John, Gabe, Cliff. It's been an episode of It's On Us. Social media, just shout out real quick.
IOU Podcast 440 on every single platform. So YouTube, Twitter, Facebook,
Instagram.
Five star.
You got Snapchat?
No Snapchat.
No.
TikTok.
Yeah, same. IOU Podcast 440, I believe.
Yep.
Oh, bonus content. We will be going live pretty soon.
Yes.
And a couple giveaways in the near future. So you guys stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
active.
Comment.
Bye, Mom.
Hasta luego.
Thank you for listening to IOU Podcast, where you can reach us on Spotify, Apple, Podbean, YouTube, and our Gmail is IOU Podcast 440. And this has been a great episode with my boys, and stay tuned for next week, and God bless.